Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Vrinda Devi Jaya, Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Vrinda Devi. Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Devotees of the Lord, we're just
Jaya Radha Madha Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiranachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiranachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Namo Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivracharya Asatarastata His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. All glories to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. So today's verse is from Canto 10, chapter 64. is verse number 24. Check. It's a very short verse. And we continue talking about the pastime of Kindergarten. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Again, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 64, verse number 24. Urvan Deva Shubham Bhunja Iti Praha Pateti Saham Tavadadraksham Atmanam Kirkalasam Patam Prabho Purvan Deva Shubham Bhunja Iti Praha Pateti Saha Tadvadraksham Atmanam Krikalasam Patam Prabho Purvam Deva Shubham Bhunja Iti Praha Pateti Saha Tavad Adraksham Atmanam Krikalasam Patam Prabho De Purvam Deva Shivam Bhuja Tavadadraksham Atmanam Krikalasam Patam Prabho Purvandeva Shubham Bhunja Iti Praha Pateti Saha Tavadadraksham Atmanam Krikalasam Patan Prabho. Purvandeva Shubham Bhunja. Thank you. Iti Praha Pateti Saha Tavadadraksham Atmanam Krikalasam Patam Prabho. Synonyms: Purvam, first. Deva, O Lord. Ashubham, the sinful reactions. Bhunje, I will experience. Iti, thus saying. Praha, said. Pata, fall. Iti, thus. Saha, he. Tavat, just then. Adraksham, I saw. Atmanam, myself. Krikalasam, a lizard. Patam, falling. Prabho, O Master. Translation. I replied, first, my Lord, let me suffer my sinful reactions. And Yamaraj said, then fall. At once I fell, and while falling, I saw myself becoming a lizard, O Master. Please repeat. I replied, first, my Lord, let me suffer my sinful reactions. And Yamaraj said, then fall. At once I fell, and while falling, I saw myself becoming a lizard. O Master. So there's no commentary by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, a couple of tikas from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami, one each. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, I said, first I will experience the results of my sins. And then Yamaraj said, fall, which is the same thing that was in the verse. And Srila Jiva Goswami, let me first experience my sin, since there is greatest happiness after the end of suffering. Yama spoke while gesturing, pra-aha. Immediately I became a lizard. O controller of all karma, Prabhu, I must experience the results of action given by you, or this is by your will alone, or this is one of the possibilities, and we'll see what happens here. That the action that is given by the Supreme Lord, by his will alone, that he's having this experience of being converted, his body is being converted into a lizard's body. And the second one, he received that result for his sin. According to Ramayana, it's the second version here, and other scriptures, he received this result because of the curse of two Brahmanas. Whether was it the will of the Lord, or was it the curse of the Brahmanas? The contradiction to the version presented here is resolved excuse me, by explaining that two different incidents happened in different kalpas. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapatanya Ravutale Swayatu Pakadamahya Swabhanta E Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sutedevi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataru Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. With the blessings of the devotees, I hope that something that comes out from this mouth is of some benefit. So he is asking to be experiencing his simple reactions first, which was, in a way, a big blessing. Because when the Lord finally touched him out of the well, got him out of the well, and he had the right connection, the right vision of the Lord, he wouldn't have had that had he been given the opportunity to take, well, he had the choice to get his bad results first and then his good results. And it's explained in these verses that he had really amazing results as a result of his generosity and his protection and care for the Brahmanas. But no, he wanted to get his bad result first, and because of making that choice, he was given the benediction of having the Lord present himself in front of him. And one of the reasons is explained later, I think it's the next verse, that the reason why he had his awareness in the body of a lizard is because not only because of all his pious activities, but also because he had blessed a person with the possibility of building a temple for Krishna in the past. And this person who wanted to construct the building had come to him, had asked for his help, and he helped with whatever it was, men or monies or resources in general. So he was able to build this temple, and then this person blessed him. And so at that point, once he was blessed, even though all his material activities, all his material generosity, everything was done without connecting with the Supreme Lord, at that point, when he was blessed by this devotee, how important it is that we get the association of advanced devotees, this desire the desire to connect with the Supreme Lord arose. It was already there latent, of course, but it was the beginning of him experiencing that desire to connect with the Supreme Lord. And so, like I said, it is explained that he kept his consciousness as a lizard on account of not just his generosity and his protection of the Brahmanas, but because of this blessing that he had. So, another thing Srila Jiva Goswami talks about at the very beginning of his commentary, he said, that's King Nirga, let me first experience my sin, since there is greatest happiness at the end of suffering. So he thought, well, I'm going to go through this kind of suffering, this reaction, karmic reaction. And then once I get liberated from that reaction, there's the greatest happening, because his goal was really to go to Swarga. But this goal was somehow or other tainted by his desire to see the Supreme Lord, to have the connection with the Supreme Lord. So that was extreme benefit. So Krishna presents certain situations in our lives that appear to be very detrimental, but ultimately they lead to some very good outcome, very good result, like in the case of King Nirga, who, because he wanted to get the result of his impious activity, so to speak, wasn't impious. He wasn't even responsible for that. That he was able to have that aspiration awaken in his heart to see the Supreme Lord. So this is the first point. So I'm going to read a section from the Krishna book that explains this in detail. This book, of course, this section of the Krishna book is all about this pastime. And it's something very important to know, that there is a number of lessons given in this chapter. And one of them, and we will see that if developing and actually becoming extremely clear from this point on until the end of the chapter, that one cannot take anything away from the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are extremely dear to the Supreme Lord because they are invested in his business, the business of developing their faith and then transmitting this faith to others. So their whole lives, theoretically, is dedicated to get prepared in devotional service so they can give it to others. So that's the basic principle. And we know that the cows and the Brahmanas are extremely dear to the Supreme Lord. So let me go to the Krishna book. And I'll read a section there. Having attained the body of a demigod, King Nirga, continuing to remember everything, said, "My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Lord, and you are worshipped by all the demigods. You are not one of the ordinary living entities. You are the Supreme Person, Purushottama. You are the source of all happiness for all living entities. The happiness that he was expecting to get in Swarga pales in comparison to the happiness that we can derive in our association with the Supreme Lord." And he recognized that. You are the source of all happiness for all living entities. Therefore, you are known as Govinda. You are the Lord of those living entities who have accepted material bodies and those who have not yet accepted material bodies. Explain about, those who are without a material body, they just have the subtle body. You, my Lord, are infallible. You are the supreme, the purest of all living entities. You live in everyone's heart. You are the shelter of all living entities, Narayan. Being seated in the heart of all living beings, you are the supreme director of everyone's sensual activities. Therefore, you're called Rishikesh. My dear Supreme Lord Krishna, these are these prayers of glorification that King Nirga is presenting to the Supreme Lord. And when we go through the Bhagavatam, we see that so many personalities are glorifying the Supreme Lord in most extraordinary manner. And I was thinking about how each person is totally unique. Each individual soul, each soul is completely unique. And so the varieties of presenting its subject, or the varieties of experiences, personal experiences, whatever level, are totally unique. And then the Supreme Lord is imbibing, is drinking from here and drinking from there, and is actually endless drinking, so that he can experience the joy of all these living entities who are his parts and parcels. But there's no cessation, and there is no end to his drinking of all these possible experiences that nourish his heart and nourish our hearts. My dear Supreme Lord Krishna, because you have given me this body of a demigod, I will have to go to some heavenly planets, and this is exactly what's going to happen. But with this intense desire to connect with the Supreme Lord that is going to be pervading his life until he leaves the body of a demigod. So I'm taking this opportunity to beg for your mercy. I pray that I may have the benediction of never forgetting your lotus feet. It's another lesson we're learning here. He's praying for this. We can pray for this. We should pray for this. That I'm never going to forget your lotus feet. It doesn't matter how many bodies or no matter how our circumstances are. No matter which form of life or planet I may be transferred. You're all-pervading, present everywhere as cause and effect. You are the cause of all causes, and your power is unlimited. You are the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead, and the supreme Brahman. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. My dear Lord, your body is full of transcendental bliss and knowledge, and you are eternal. You are the master of all mystic powers. Therefore, you are known as Yogeshwara. Kindly accept me as an insignificant particle of dust at your lotus feet. I was thinking about, we were reading from the Srila Prabhupada Lamrita yesterday, and it's the section where the Chaitanya Charitamrita is sitting there, but it hasn't been published. And Prabhupada is getting really, really antsy about having all these manuscripts, all this information available for printing right away. And it's taking forever. So the devotees come together and they decide, yeah, we can do this, one book per month. And they go to Srila Prabhupada and say, I think it was Rameshwara. It was Rameshwara, right? So, who presented the subject that, yes, we can do 17 volumes, right? We can do one book every day, every month, per month. And Prabhupada says, well, this is going to be over a year, 7, 15, 12, and 5 more months. And then he said, no, 2 months, the books in 2 months. And then everybody was in shock. So I guess it was a 24-hour preparation work, maybe the devotees taking turns, and constantly working on the editing and the translation, the editing, and getting the artists to provide the paintings. And it was, but why? Why? What was the power that Srila Prabhupada had? This is the introduction of the living entity onto the highest realm, the realm of pure bhakti. What was it that it happened? And in 2 months, the 17 books were published, 7 volumes were published. What was it? Any ideas? The pure devotee empowers his disciples. Very good answer. And the pure devotee also injects into the heart such fire that it is impossible not to accept the orders when the desire was placed in the spiritual master and placed in the Supreme Lord. So it is the connection with the pure devotee that's injecting this fire into our heart. We are like a little, how do you call it? Specks of fire. How do you call it? Sparks of fire. We are little sparks of fire. And we are valueless if we fall off the side, disconnected from the Supreme Lord, and become just ashes. But we are valuable when we are connected with Supreme Lord, and we have the capacity of heat and illumination. In other words, being in contact with the Supreme Lord. So how important it is to be in the association of pure devotees, and how important it is to follow in their footsteps and perform the duties that they have assigned for us. So another subject is that the two brahmanas who are fighting over a cow, and King Nirga had given them the chance to get 100,000 cows each in exchange for that cow that had wandered into the wrong place, was rejected. And the reason it was rejected because the brahmanas had some pride, and they were completely offended by this act, which actually was not intentional, because without the knowledge of the king, the cow had gone from one herd to the other, and so the brahmanas got offended. They didn't want to do anything, and each one of them left after he had offered them 100,000 cows in exchange. So that brought up the point of pride, and I thought I would touch on that. There are many references to pride in the Bhagavad Gita and other books by Srila Prabhupada. This is verse 261, Bhagavad Gita 261. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asitamat paraha vashehi yasya drinjani vashehi yasya driyani tasya pragya pratishtitha. One who restrains his senses and fixes his consciousness upon me is known as a man of steady intelligence. That's what the verse says. King Ambarish thinks his mind, and he'll come up also in one of the verses, on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, engaged his words in describing the abode of the Lord, his ears in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the form of the Lord, his body in touching the body of the devotees, his nostrils in smelling the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, his tongue in tasting the tulsi leaves offered to him, his legs in traveling to the holy places where his temples are situated, his head in offering obeisances unto the Lord, and his desire in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. And all these qualifications made him fit to become a Matpara devotee of the Lord. And this is from Canto 9, Chapter 4, verses 18 to 20. And it's interesting that it is because of the humility of King Parikshit that he was able to become a perfect devotee. In Bhagavad Gita 16.4, talking about pride versus humility, there is this verse 16.4, pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature. O son of Prita, there is such a defining line to indicate that pride is the worst enemy of the living entity, alongside with arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. And in verse 16:10, the Bhagavad Gita again, taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, delusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Verse 18, well, I'll read the purport to 16. Accepting non-permanent things, such demoniac people create their own God, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to things. 1, sense enjoyment. 2, accumulation of material wealth. The word ashuchi vrataha, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demoniac people are only attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. These are their asuchi, unclean habits, induced by pride and false prestige. They create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunctions, etc. So, what is to counterbalance this? What does Lord Chaitanya say about pride? Not pride. He doesn't talk about pride. He talks about humility. Trinada pi sunichena, tarora pi sahisnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. One can chant the holy name. One should chant the holy name of the Lord with humility. One should be tolerant. One should not accept glory or glorification, and one should be ready to offer respect to all living entities. So this is the third verse of the Shikshashtanga, which we sing every day in the class, in the temple. And why is he presenting this? Why is he using this verse as the third verse? What is he telling us? This is the Supreme Lord speaking to us in the Shikshashtanga. It's not worthy, nor worthy that the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, left 8 verses, 8 stanzas. So would this be kind of accidental or temporary things, or would this be essential teachings when he's leaving us only 8 stanzas? It's absolutely essential. And it's all centered about what? On what? What are the stanzas centered on? Chanting the holy name of the Lord. When will my eyes be beautified by the tears, etc. So all about the chanting of the Lord. The chanting of the Lord is taking us from the beginning all the way to the position of bhav, and then prema. Prema in separation, and prema in union, which is not, the prema in union is number 8, verse number 8, and prema in separation is number 7, and bhava is number 6. So they're all kind of progressive, krama, it's called a kram, a progression from number 1 all the way to number 8. So if we have nothing else to go by, this is what's giving us the answer to all the questions. This is what's giving us the method to all our desires to connect, and this is what's giving us pure love and devotion service, the prayojan, the goal of life, which is pure love of Krishna. So it's so important to actually meditate on these verses when we chant them and when we translate them. So I'm going to read a verse from this Uddhava Gita, which is canto 11, and chapter 11, verses 24 and 25. The Supreme Lord says, verses 23 and 24, he says, "My dear Uddhava, narrations of my pastimes and qualities are all auspicious and purify the entire universe. Narrations of my pastimes and qualities are all auspicious and purify the entire universe. A faithful person who constantly hears, glorifies, and remembers such transcendental activities, who, through dramatic performances, relives my pastimes, beginning with my appearance, and who take full shelter of me, dedicating his religious, sensual, and occupational activities for my satisfaction, dedicating his religious, sensual, and occupational activities for my satisfaction, certainly obtains unflinching devotional service to me, the eternal personality of Godhead." So Maharaj yesterday was answering some questions, I suppose, from some people who had some doubts about being charitable toward others. And he was explaining very clearly that we can be charitable, we should be charitable, because that's what Krishna is telling us, that acts of charity, penance, and austerity are never to be given up. But how we do that, that's the key. The key is to make every act as an offering of the Supreme Lord. So we see somebody who is hungry, like Maharaj was explaining, we can feed the person, but we feed the person prasadam. And if somebody needs a ride, we can give the person a ride and give them a little book or talk to them about Krishna. In any circumstance, if we are really Krishna conscious, that opportunity will present itself to give something to others who are not connected with Krishna consciousness, that they somehow or other they get something out of it. And the reason we go out on Harinam also is because when the holy name penetrates into the ear of the bypassers and lodges itself in the heart and stays there and starts working, sweeping, as a little broom, starts sweeping the heart. So the heart becomes purified. And it's just a matter of time. The matter of time could be 2 days or it could be 25 lifetimes. But that person's already on his way out. It's on his way to perfection, on the way to pure love to the Supreme Lord. And verse number 25, 11:11:25, remember this is from the Uddhava Gita. One who has obtained pure devotional service by association with my devotees, that's the key, always engages in worshiping me. Thus, he very easily goes to my abode, which is revealed by my pure devotees. So a person who has obtained pure devotional service, how? By association with pure devotees. Always engages in worshiping me. Thus, he very easily goes where? To Krishna's abode, which is revealed by my pure devotees. The abode is revealed by the pure devotees. I'm going to read the purport to this and then see if we have a little time for comments or questions. Satsanga labdaya bhaktya mayimam sa upasita savai me darshitan sadbhir anjasa vindate padam. One who has obtained pure devotional service by association with my devotees always engages in worshiping me. Thus, he very easily goes to my abode, which is revealed by my pure devotees. What is the easiest way to always engage in worshiping the Supreme Lord? Chanting the holy name. Chanting. Yes, we can chant non-stop. It's like breathing. We cannot live without breathing. We should come to a point where we cannot live without chanting. The purport. In the previous verses, this is by Hridayananda Maharaj, I assume right on 11:11:25. Yeah. In the previous verses, Lord Krishna has emphasized the value of surrendering to him in loving devotion. One may ask how such surrender or devotion is actually achieved. So how do I surrender? The Lord gives the answer in this verse. One must live in a society of devotees, and thus automatically one will be engaged 24 hours a day in the various processes of devotional service, beginning with Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam, hearing, glorifying, and remembering the Lord. The pure devotees of the Lord can reveal the spiritual world by their transcendental sound vibration. So we're so fortunate. We're in this community. We're an association of super exalted personalities, and under the guidance of Maharaj here, who is leading us all forward. The pure devotees of the Lord can reveal the spiritual world by their transcendental sound vibration, making it possible for even a neophyte devotee to experience the Lord's devotees. I consider myself not even a neophyte. I haven't come to that level yet, but there's hope. This is a path of extreme hope, total hope. Being thus enlivened, the neophyte makes further progress and gradually becomes qualified to personally serve the personality of Godhead in the spiritual world. Look at all these pujaris, how they're personally serving the deities. There's no difference. They're already personally serving the deities. And when we serve the devotees, we're serving Krishna in their heart also. How important it is that we have a service attitude of kindness and generosity toward the devotees and acceptance. Because everybody who comes through, it doesn't matter whether they're very advanced or not even neophytes, are here for a reason. And we have to take advantage of that and give them something. Starting with the holy name. By constantly associating with devotees and learning from them about devotional service, devotional science, one quickly achieves a deep attachment for the Lord and the Lord's service. And such attachment gradually matures in pure love of Godhead. As we listen to the scriptures, as we read the scriptures and we discuss the scriptures with others, we develop a taste. It's like an itch that cannot be satisfied. You need to hear more and more and more and more and more. And there's unlimited desire to connect with the Supreme Lord by being connected with the devotees, with Maharaj, with the temple, with the deities. We are so fortunate. I believe there is 1 minute, so if anybody would like to make a comment or an observation or a criticism, please. But people are listening. People are listening. Oh, okay, okay. Wonderful. Let Maharaj talking about how King Nirga was interested in the enjoyment, had a little bit of a desire to connect with the Supreme Lord, which was augmented by the circumstances. But the devotee says, let me suffer the reactions to my bad actions from the past, but let me continue serving the Supreme Lord. So this is the attitude of the pure devotee, that no matter what happens in our lives, it doesn't matter. We continue to serve the Supreme Lord. And we know that our reactions are just the medicine that Krishna is giving us to become more and more purified. Thank you very much. All glories to all the devotees. All glories to... all glories to the assembled devotees.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Aravindanalayataksam Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Bhagom Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti
Adi Purusham. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhuttanaya Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Namaniti Namane. Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Guruvani Machar, Neke Nivasesha, Shunyavane Vasyachare Satarane. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Siva Sare Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Siva Sari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Siva Sari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Looking on the Drakate. Looking on the Drakate. Hey, Radhe, 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 Jaya Radhe. Jai Om Vishnu Pad. Govardhan ki jai, Vrindavan.
Just a reminder, we'll be having Harinam Sankirtan this afternoon at 5:30. It's the last Friday celebration here in Hillsborough. There'll be lots of people out. Please join the Kirtan. Haribo. Chaito Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Pitani Amita Saranena Kala Eta Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Janadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamae Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budao Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Tulisa Vachintaya Nayanam Galashudaraya Kada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Ravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Vanastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatava Vidadatulam Pato Mat Prananatas sa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart